What's up, guys? It's Will here, back again. And today we need to talk about what I just got from InArt Collectibles in the mail. It's plastic and it's a pig. We need to make sense of this. But before we get started, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell down below so you're notified when content goes live here. That said, let's take the time to analyze how I ended up with a plastic pig in my collection. This is a mystery worth solving, like Knives Out. Thank you so much for joining me for another video today, and if you're familiar with my channel at all, you would know that I primarily cover 1/6 scale collectibles on this channel. Well, today I'm going to throw you a little bit of a curveball. I'm going to change things up, give you a little switcheroo, and talk about a 1/12 scale pig named Bajie, made by InArt Collectibles. If you're unfamiliar, which you probably are, Bajie is a character known primarily from a 16th century novel titled Journey to the West. Now, the character has been popularized due to his appearance in Black Myth Wukong, a Game of the Year nominee in 2024, just a year ago. And that brings our narrative to present day. InArt Collectibles sent me a 1/12 scale Bajie figure from Black Myth Wukong, and I'm not sure how I feel about it, primarily because I'm a 1/6 scale collector, and I'm not sure if I'm going to need to learn to love this 12 scale figure here. I have been told that size matters, so if we apply that same logic to figure collecting, am I going to be disappointed with a 1/12 scale Bajie? Well, today we're going to put that theory to the test. I do want to set the record straight that I did play Black Myth Wukong, and I did complete the game, albeit with the bad ending because I did not complete the fight with Erlang yet, but I am going to go back and complete that. Nonetheless, that's not the moral of the story here. Bajie is a character that I do really like. So I think we need to go ahead and dissect what he actually comes with and whether it's going to be worth it for us. When I started unboxing this figure, I thought there's not a lot in this box. You have Bajie himself, his iconic weapon of choice in his 9-tooth rake, some interchangeable hands, a mirror, and a preservation orb. He also does have a simple display base that you can use to support the figure, and it is adjustable in many ways. I like that because safety matters to me, and so for that reason, I'd rather have a display base than not. While 12 scale figures are not typically known for ultra realistic representations, I do find it important for my collection that Bajie looks like his video game counterpart and not like a cheap little pig toy. Holding Bajie in hand is surprisingly awesome. For a 12 scale figure, the amount of quality that's packed in here is pretty remarkable. There's tons of weathering and great paint applications throughout the whole thing. It's a sculpted plastic piece through and through, but it articulates like a dream. The paint applications, again, are fantastic, and the likeness to Bajie from the game is very strong. One of the strengths of 12 scale is that you can articulate them very effectively. Typically, you can engage with them more effectively, and InArt knows that, and they play to the strengths here. Nonetheless, it looks super realistic, and you can articulate him while also having a figure that looks just like Bajie from the game. It's absolutely remarkable. The head sculpt looks so close to Bajie from the game. For a 12 scale figure, the amount of detail and lifelikeness that's packed into this figure is pretty remarkable. The mouth even articulates, so you can have him screaming if you want. It's super cool. This guy has so much engagement to be found here, and I love it. Here is his rake. The rake is also really cool. Again, a plastic piece. You can pull off the bottom piece and slide it up into the hand, and you can have Bajie hold his rake here, which of course you're going to want to do in your display, but it's a really soft plastic piece that has a lot of detail and great paint applications packed into it. And again, for 1/12 scale, it's pretty remarkable what's being accomplished here. Here's the actual mirror. Again, tons of detail, not an actual real mirror, unfortunately. It doesn't have a reflective nature to it. So if you have Bajie holding it, he's not going to see his own reflection, unfortunately. However, the paint applications are still really great, and you have a cool accessory should you want to use it. If you want to use the orb here, you totally can. You can have Bajie holding this or have it simply on the base somewhere that is going to look cool and add a little bit of atmosphere to your overall display with a 12 scale figure. Tons of different hands here that you can use. Lots of great paint applications. They have some subtle little like chalk-like texture to them to make it look a little bit chalky and interesting. Here's the display base. As I mentioned previously, you can adjust it to however you see fit. You can have them in a fighting, jumping, standing pose, whatever you want to do. It's awesome. It's a simple display base, but it works. Let's keep going the rest of the video. This figure stands at 4.33 inches in height, and even by 12th scale standards, that's small. But for a product that costs $40, this is exceptional quality. I started my collecting journey with Black Series and Marvel Legends, and while those are decent for the price, this for a little bit more money is a vastly superior product. I'm used to more toy-like representations for 1/12 scale offerings, and what InArt Collectibles is offering here is pretty incredible. Having this figure in my collection for a little while now, the question I think we need to ask ourselves is, would I recommend that you buy a figure like this and dive into collecting 12 scale figures? And my answer to that is, honestly, it depends. If you're a 1/12 scale collector and you love Black Myth Wukong, this figure is an incredible option. Or maybe you're a brand new collector and you've never bought any figure ever and you want to get started with a 12 scale figure. Totally, that's a great gateway into larger scales that may even be more fulfilling, albeit expensive for you in the future. If you want to start with a scale that's entry level, 1/12 is perfect. And if you meet those two criteria, I think Bajie is a great option for you. Me, myself, I'm primarily a 1/6 scale figure collector and 1/4 scale statue collector, so 1/12 scale doesn't have as much presence in my collection, but for me, I do think it's a pretty nice tabletop display. I think this is going to be a figure I can keep on my desk and articulate and engage with, and I think that ultimately is the strength of 1/12 scale. Typically anyways. But InArt is doing something special with their 1/12 scale line. They're playing to the strengths of 1/12 scale, which is articulation and engagement, but they're also making their figures far more realistic than the market offerings, which I think is giving collectors the best of both worlds. It's very impressive. For me, this is by no means a defining piece in my collection, but is it a welcomed one? Of course it is. Would I pay $40 for this figure? Yeah, I think that's a pretty great price. I really enjoy Bajie as a character, and while I'm probably not building out a 12 scale line anytime soon, I can appreciate these for what they are, and that is honestly next level realism for this scale while also playing to the strengths of the scale. Is InArt Collectibles going to inspire me to invest in a 12 scale collection display for my collection space? With figures like Bajie here, who knows? Only time will tell. But for now, I'm appreciating this figure for what it is, and it reminded me that I survived Black Myth Wukong. I made it through with the bad ending, but I came out the other side a better man, and it made me better at my craft, aka playing video games. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to click the like button for Mr. Bajie here, subscribe to the channel for Mr. Bajie here, and click the notification bell for me and Bajie here so you're notified when videos go live on this channel. Guys, thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, again, make sure to let me know in the comments below. Will.Foxification on Instagram. I would appreciate you giving me a follow. Me and Mr. Bajie will catch you in the next video. Peace out. See you later. Bye.